Some cases end with an arrest, some end with a confession, but the darkest ones end with nothing. No answers, no closure. Just the sound of evidence growing cold and a killer's footsteps fading into history. Tonight, we're reopening 10 of those cases, 10 murders that refuse to die, each one a riddle that still mocks detectives decades later. You're watching the Unsolved Case File. Don't look away, because the moment you do, someone else disappears. The Phantom of Texarkana, the Moonlight Murders, spring 1946. Texarkana, a quiet border town between Texas and Arkansas. Then came the screams. Couples parked along lonely back roads were attacked by a man in a white sack mask. He struck 5 times. He killed at least 3. And then he vanished. Police hunted everyone, war veterans, farmers, drifters, but the Phantom never left a trace. To this day, locals say that when the fog rolls in and the moon hits the trees, they can still hear the crunch of boots on gravel. A killer who might have just stopped, or never stopped at all. The Atlas Vampire, Stockholm, 1932. When police entered Lily Lindestrom's apartment, the clock had stopped at 10:20 p.m. Her phone was off the hook, and the blood was gone. Someone had drained it. The killer used a kitchen ladle, sipping blood like wine. There were fingerprints, a half-eaten meal, and a single impression on the couch where the murderer might have sat and watched her die. He was never caught. Neighbors still whisper about the man with the hat who vanished that night. Was it ritual, cannibalism, or madness? No one knows, because the police file ends mid-sentence. The Icebox Murders, Houston, 1965. When police broke into the Rogers home, the air was thick with rot. The parents were missing, until an officer opened the fridge. Inside were neatly wrapped parcels of meat. It wasn't beef. Their son, Charles, a reclusive geophysicist, vanished the same day. He was never seen again. Neighbors said his windows were always covered in foil, his walls lined with maps and radios. Was he insane or hiding something far bigger? Some believe he fled the country. Others think he was a CIA hitman silenced after learning too much. All that remains are 2 bodies in pieces, and a refrigerator that should have never been opened. The Lady of the Dunes, Massachusetts, 1974. A woman found in the sand dunes of Provincetown. Her hands severed, face unrecognizable, teeth pulled, every possible clue removed. She lay there under the summer sun as tourists walked by only yards away. For years, no one knew her name, until modern DNA finally gave her one. Ruth Marie Terry. But the question wasn't who she was. It was who wanted her erased so completely. Her husband disappeared soon after. Some say he was the killer. Others claim he was another victim of something much larger, something organized. A silent warning buried in the dunes. The Tromp family mystery, Australia, 2016. This case doesn't start with death, but ends in it. A family of 5 fled their home, leaving behind wallets, phones, and IDs. They drove across the countryside, terrified of something unseen. Each one eventually scattered, running into fields, woods, strangers' homes. Days later, one was found dead. The rest were disoriented, memory blank. No drugs, no cult, no clear cause. The father said only one thing: they're coming for us. Detectives still can't explain what they was, or what made a family lose their minds together. The murder of Dorothy Jane Scott, California, 1980. Dorothy was a single mother, kind, quiet, no enemies. Then the phone calls began. A man told her he loved her, and that he'd watch her every day. One night, after taking a coworker to the hospital, she never returned. Her car was found burning miles away. Weeks later, the same voice called her parents. Dorothy's gone, I've got her. Her remains were found 4 years later in a remote field. The caller was never identified. No motive, no closure. Just a voice that still echoes in phone lines across time. The Grimes Sisters, Chicago, 1956. 2 teenage sisters leave a movie theater to watch Love Me Tender. They never come home. Their bodies were found a month later, frozen in a ditch, still wearing their winter coats. There were no signs of struggle, only confusion. The police blamed runaways, mobsters, even Elvis himself. But every lead dissolved in rumor. Their mother died years later, whispering they knew their killer. But who? The last witness saw them in a black car and swore the driver smiled. The Setagaya family murders, Tokyo, 2000. A quiet suburban home. 4 people, parents and 2 children, slaughtered in one night. The killer stayed for hours. He used the family computer, ate their food, drank their tea. Then he vanished. leaving behind fingerprints, blood, and even DNA. Japanese police have everything except a name. The DNA doesn't match anyone in the country. The killer was calm, organized,